Good morning. This is a 2018 Ram ProMaster 1500. It's a 136-inch wheelbase. So it's the shortest wheelbase of the ProMasters, but the higher roof still makes it really easy to get around. You can park it anywhere. Fits down the Jeep roads and the forest roads. It does have Falcon Wild Peaks on it. They're the largest all-terrain tires we could fit on the van. It does provide, just with the size difference, a 1-inch lift on the van as well, which is really nice. It makes it very capable. We've never been stuck anywhere in this sucker. Besides normal wear and tear, just little scratches and little rock chips occasionally. There is a decent little nick right here. We were hit by a plow. It's a wonder that the damage wasn't more significant, but I've got a little touch-up pen, so I'll at least cover the exposed sheet. Here's the rear of the van. 2 windows installed. A couple little scratches on the glass, just from bicycles in the back. Same on the back of the door panel. Just a couple of small little scratches. They'll likely just buff out. The rack attach swing arm and 1-up bike rack 2 tray are not with the sale, but we can negotiate something if someone's really interested in it. It does have the tow package on it though. We did put a tow hitch. It does have wiring for trailer light. Passenger side slider and the front interior space. Both the doors have these large storage sections here, which are really nice. You can put a lot of stuff in there. Inside the front of the cab, 2 seats, 8-way manual adjustment on both. Armrests are adjustable. Both are heated seats, which are great. The windows are powerful. The mirrors are power folding and heated. Cab's very clean. Glove box on top, locking glove box on the bottom. The original kind of Rubbermaid floor. The van's equipped with fog lights, navigation, cruise control, hill assist, tow haul. There's USB and 12-volt adapters up front. Bluetooth as well. Some of the convenience features when we purchased the van, lots of storage up front with the passengers. Unused but available are 2 auxiliary switches installed when purchased. If you ever wanted to run big off-road lights or something along those lines, there's availability. 49,800 miles on the van currently. Also as an option, a large storage compartment above the front cab. This is where we typically stored a lot of clothes, jackets, some tools. It's pretty good though. I'd say it's about 7 inches high for entrance, but it drops down inside. Can fit a lot of things up there. $49,800 miles on the odometer. No lights, no problems. It's still pretty much a new van. For anyone interested, we've got the window sticker. Just shows all the options that were purchased with the van, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Still under powertrain warranty for another 10,000 miles or so. Should give you a little peace of mind for the next year or so. All right, the roof. Don't mind all the white, that's just frost. It's well below freezing this morning in Massachusetts. First, on the passenger side, there's an ARB touring awning mounted. It's 8.2 feet long and it projects 8.2 feet from the van. Great for providing some refuge from the sun or light rain. There are also expansion modules that you can purchase for ARB and turn it into a full room out there. On top as well, 2 undermounted solar panels, 2 120 watt rigid solar panels. They're mounted underneath the roof rack rails, so you could still sneak on a kayak or canoe or anything you want up there. You know, it would take away from the efficiency of the solar panels, but it's an option. Max air fan situated in between the two. 2 small aluminum storage boxes up top. They're not large, but they do hold quite a bunch of stuff. We always use them to hold our camping equipment and backpacking stuff, things that we wouldn't need to get to very often. And then our recovery tracks, also from ARB. Only had to use them once, and it was to help someone else, so we've lucked out. Over there is a cell phone booster as well, and the navigation module came stock with the van. All right, walking into the main space. Got some trimmed out, waterproof, life-proof floors. The van's got 1 inch of rigid poly-iso insulation on the roof and on the floors, 4 inches of moisture-resistant fiber in the walls and trim panels. Walking in, small little storage spot here. Really, we use it. We've got our fire extinguisher. You can store some other small things in there. Nothing special, but it's helpful. That's where we put our first aid kit as well. Front passenger seat is a swivel. A latch here. You just lift it up. It's an offset swivel, so you don't have to adjust the seat in order to turn it all the way. Offers a great place to sit. Kitchen area. Upper cabinets. These boat latching. Little mirror. And some storage. It did the job. My wife and I lived in this full time for just about a year. We were able to make Thanksgiving dinner out of this. Up top is just the hookup for the cell phone booster. It's not hardwired into the van, so the 12-volt adapter just goes down into the switch panel. Nice little spice rack or small storage. Our handmade fruit hammock. Every van needs a fruit hammock. Stainless steel sink, don't mind the options in there. Soap dispenser. The water's on a pressurized system. I've got it turned off right now because it's really cold and the van has been in storage, but essentially these switches control most of the things in the van. Our front lights, the water pressure on the pump, the fan, and then this is a spare. Here's our battery monitor. Under the sink, storage for the stove. We run a butane stove. This is a new one that'll come with the van. We put it out on the counter to cook, or we have our pull-out butcher block table. Between the two, we've had plenty of space to prepare meals for 2 people. And then dining is very convenient. It's nice to actually have a dedicated space to read or to eat, or just to not have to sit in the bed all day. Under the sink is a nice little expandable trash bin. And then underneath, more storage. We stored our Instant Pot in here, pots and pans, really anything. More storage for spices, pantry items. And the 5-gallon gray just comes directly off the sink. Very straightforward. Once it fills, just empty it responsibly. These are storage benches. Driver's side storage bench. Great room for clothing, accessories. It's on little gas struts. Underneath, we stored shoes, more camping gear, really anything. And then on the passenger side, similar. We always called this our wine cellar here. It maintains really good temperatures year-round and can store 6 bottles of wine. Underneath, the Dometic cartridge toilet, 2.5 gallons. It always got the job done. We were always near a public restroom or in BLM, so we could take care of certain business without having to utilize it. Underneath the bed, more storage, tons of it. 2 big, deep cabinets. This one on the passenger side. This was used as our pantry, all of our dry goods for here. It also shows the pure sine wave inverter, 1500 watt RMS, 3000 watt surge power. Comes with 3 110 outlets. We didn't wire the remainder of the van for additional outlets just because it's such a small space. We've been able to run our Instant Pot off of that, hot water kettle, hair straightener, etc. Passenger side, similar size cabinet. My wife used this to store her clothing. Here's the thermostat for the diesel heater. It's really easy. Press it on, adjust the temperature. When you want to turn it off, press and hold for a few seconds. I'll include the manual for that. Really straightforward. There's a vent here that goes to the front, and there's a vent in the back that you'll see just to keep the water from freezing. This is just a little safety latch, just to keep things from going nuts if you're ever in a small little fender bender. But here's our fridge, an Indelby 51 liter fridge. It's got the Danfoss compressor. It's definitely the best compressor in the business. It's a great chest fridge. Couple of latches down here. This is on some big heavy-duty draw slides. It's huge, cavernous. When you don't need ice, 51 liters goes a long way. We can store 7 to 10 days of fresh food here. A little crisper in the back for fruits and vegetables. The whole thing comes out as a basket. If you're loading up if you're loading up food or want to get it cleaned up. Pushes away, hides away. Pull out little wire shelves for more pantry items, food, additional storage, what have you. And then when you're all done, just latch it back up. Very straightforward. There is a lock for the butcher block table slide out as well. Just a little latch. Keep it from making a noise while you're driving around. The inverter's straightforward. There's a button. Press and it beeps on. Power's on. I don't run it all the time because it does have a bit of a trickle draw off the battery. But when you're utilizing it, turn it on. And when you're done, it turns off. Up top, there are 2 LED lights above the bed. One above the main space in the cab, and one underneath the upper cabinetry in the kitchenette. A couple coat hangers. We hang our towels here too to dry. Obviously you need a little bit of green. It's a fake plant, but it is nice. More hangers for coats, jackets, sweaters. Small storage to the left of the upper cabinetry with the coveted Bear bottle opener. A nice corkboard going down the side. Store some pictures, some memories. All the walls are Spanish shiplap. Ceiling is tongue and groove cedar. Here's the Max Air fan over the bed. The bed's standard queen width, 60 inches. It's a little shorter than a queen though. It's only about 71 inches long. I'm 6'4" and was able to sleep on my side comfortably for the 2 years that we've had this van. But I'd recommend 6 foot or so would be the limit for sleeping in here. The back pops up, turns it into a couch. I'll show you that in a bit. Inside of the slider is trimmed out. Nice upholstery, keeps it quiet and comfortable and warm in here. All the upholstery is custom. All the windows also come with really nice custom-made thermal insulated blackout magnetic covers for the back and the fronts. I store them in the driver's door storage cubby. We also have really nice aluminum shrouds, vents that go in the front doors. They can be in there during the rain or storms and keeps a lot of air going through, which is great. The Max Air fans can be on during rain, can be open when you're driving. Really convenient. Easy enough to turn on. 10 speeds on the fan. It goes in and out, and it's just a quick little wind to open. It's a lifesaver. All right, the back. Let me just swing this rack away. Some more detail on the insulated blackout curtains. They just magnet on to keep the light in. Okay, to the left on the driver's side is the Camplux. It's a propane instant hot water heater. Really straightforward. This gas connection, the 1 pound tanks just hook up to the bottom here. And then this hose here, it's on a valve. It just goes, quick connects to the bottom. Open up the valve and you're good to go. Hot water showers outside. You can throw a curtain across the back doors. They make kits. It's a great way to shower. I know in BLM and Forest Service, you don't even need to put the curtain up. Water gets really, really, really hot, so you gotta be careful though. There's a bug screen in the back. Makes sleeping with the doors open really enjoyable, or just during those nice days you want to have more light or airflow. Folding up the bed is pretty straightforward. I always start by just pushing up on the mattress, and then this whole rear would just push up with it. It reveals all the storage underneath. This is where I stored a lot of my mountain bike gear, small backpacks, and pads. We've got these black climbing ropes on either side, and they just hang up to the boat cleats up top. Then when you're done, it just slides down, pull the mattress down and fix the quilt. To fill the water tank, again, lift the mattress in the top. That gives you access to the water tank. It really is just a threaded connection. I undo it. I've got a little funnel here and I run a hose and fill up our tank. In the center and the rear are 3 very large deep shelves. You can fit crates in here for additional storage, winter clothes, outdoor gear, car essentials, anything you'd like. Very large. There's a trailer light hookup. It just comes threaded through here on the trim. The entire car has the Killmat 80mm sound deadening. We didn't just put one little piece on each panel. The entire shroud of the van is covered. It's a very quiet van. Drives really nicely at speed and keeps all the rocks that pop up underneath when you're on the dirt roads quiet. To the left, more storage, very deep, about 3 foot in. Solar charge controller in the bottom. The 2 100 amp hour batteries. The 12 volt bus bars, fuses, everything's in the back. It's behind this shroud, just have to remove a couple of screws. We've only had to access it to replace the batteries, which were replaced just a couple months ago. So you've got brand new batteries here, should get a few years out of them without issue. They're charged via the solar panels up top and when the car is driving. We're definitely not electrical artists, so it's not show-stopping installation, but every circuit is fused and grounded and clean. More storage up top. I stored my bike shoes here, but you can store anything really. Then another large cubby above. To the left, just some wire loom holding the 4-gauge wire that comes from the batteries to the car. You'll see our PEX tubing as well, running to the sink from the back house tank, and the wiring for the inverter that sticks through into the back. On the passenger side is the water setup, the SureFlow 12-volt pump and accumulator tank. Just like your house, you turn it on and you just leave it on forever. It maintains pressure in the system and turns on whenever you need to add more pressure. Cycles very little. 10-liter diesel tank for the heater. Also 10 liters lasts 40 hours or so of heating, so just heating up at night, you could still go a week or so between fill-ups. Another big storage area here. We'll include the ladder, easy access to the top. There's the heater vent to keep the water warm in the back and just to keep the back a little more manageable. Just an easy shroud covers that. Couple screws, you can remove it to access the furnace. It's one of those diesel furnaces, very easy to work with. Parts readily available if needed. But the furnace is brand new. We just installed it a few weeks ago. We never needed one. We always used a buddy heater, but figured a new owner would want something a little more straightforward. 16-gallon house water tank. Definitely enough for 2 people or 1 person for 5 or 6 days. We supplement it with a 6-gallon jerry can. Adds a few more days. We've never had an issue finding water. Some net storage on the passenger side rear door. We hold our water filter and the stakes for the ARB awning. Underneath the van is still clean. It's only 2 years old, mostly highway miles, so it's in great shape.